So we're here with I don't know if you can hear it's thundering around where I'm at, but your discretion is advised. Um, but yeah, the Suicide Squad just came out in 2021. It's directed and written by James Gunn, who made a lot of out there movies like Slither, Super, among other films I probably haven't seen. I don't mind him. He also did Guardians of the Galaxy. So I guess he's working for DC now. Stars Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, Idris Elba as the character, Bloodsport. John Cena is, I forget his character's name, Joel Kinnaman. I get a what from the first film, and also from RoboCop remake, which did not need to be made. Jay Courtney as Boomerang, Sylvester Stallone, Rocky as King Shark. And pretty much in the film is a task force of convicts are sent to destroy evidence of the giant alien. Directed by, oh, I already said that. Now on Wikipedia it says it's a standalone sequel. I don't know what that means because it doesn't try really to connect to the first film. Standalone sequel, but then it's like Harley at one point says hi to Boomerang as if she knows him, and he's like, "What are you doing back in jail or something?" And when we first see them, and this movie bombed, which I'm like, wow, I don't understand, because it's a good, I gotta say, Grant, I'm gonna say right now, I liked the first film. I loved it when I first saw it. I mean, I'm gonna review it soon, so probably watching it again, as I did watch it before, and other times, the love kind of it kind of slowly went away, because I see some issues that are there, such as with the editing. The acting's fine in that movie. I like the movie overall. I think it's a decent DC movie. I don't think it's one of the greatest ones, but I'm not really a big Marvel fan either, but I like Wonder Woman alright. I like Justice, well, I like Zack Snyder's Justice League. I actually didn't mind that version, the real version. But this one, Harley's, the whole Harley, like, adding her into these other movies, like, for what? Because Birds of Prey didn't do so well, really, box office wise. I mean, Suicide Squad did, the first film anyway, made a big profit, though a lot of critics didn't care for it, or fans didn't care much for it. This one, it's like, people like it, but it's flopping, because nobody's going to the theaters because of the pandemic. So, and it's not really making a whole lot. It's only made $71.4 million, at least of right now, what I see on Wikipedia. I mean, pretty much it's a gory, I'll say right now, it's a gory film. It's far away from, Air's version, movie, for sure, PG-13. No, this is a hard R. There's nudity, brief nudity in this, which I'm like, wow. DC, you're letting James Gunn do what he wants to do. Alright. It sucks, we get like a scene where we see a man's hairy butt cheeks. We see a dude's dong in one scene when Bloodsport and John Cena are shooting random people, which was funny, but it sucked because, like, the Harley Quinn portion of this, I'll say right now, it didn't really need to. I mean, I like her character in this, but I don't think she needed to be centered out, like captured, and then, you know, this guy is infatuated with her, wants to marry her. That whole subplot, that could have been cut out. I mean, should have just had her stay with the Suicide Squad. Maybe you have to rescue her or something, because that's what they want to do at one point, save her and then do the main mission. Because I guess Rick Flag, I guess him and Harley are friends, apparently. Even though, like, in the first film, they weren't really that close. But I guess because that line at the end, "You mess with my friends." I guess they're friends now or something. But I'm like, where's Katana at? Like, where's she at? I thought she was his right-hand woman or whatever. Like, I could have swore like she was like his main people. She's not in this one movie. They don't mention her at all, or the Joker, or Deadshot, or the other crocodile guy. Like, they, again, this is supposed to be a sequel, but then a reboot, kind of. I don't know. But yeah, it starts out, they're going, it starts out like Amanda Waller sends two task force teams led by Colonel Flag and Bloodsport to South American island nation, and pretty much they gotta go there to detonate this building, but then they fight this giant alien starfish thing that's infecting people as well, because they want revenge, because the U.S. and this country did experiments on it, tortured it pretty much, so it wants revenge as well. So that's the third act, where they gotta fight it. Some of the humor in this I thought was very funny, where, like, when they go to their extract point, they first land on the mission. It's funny how they land in the water, and like they have like a weasel character, and like it starts to drown, and Rick Flag's like, "Did anybody tell me if the weasel can swim?" And then they think it's dead, but then turns out it's not, because at the post-credit scene you actually see it's alive. It just choked on something, and then it gets up and walks away. That was funny. But then, like, there's a Javelin guy, there's Captain Boomerang who dies, Blackguard who died, played by Pete Davidson, Ariana Grande's dude, one of them. He dies. Harley Quinn, a weasel. Pete Davidson's character tries to sell out one team, and then he dies really fast and gruesome. And then Bloodsport, John Cena, and this polka dot guy, and Peacemaker, John Cena's character, and then King Shark, and also this rat girl who can control rats. So I guess she's pretty much Willard's daughter or offspring. But yeah, pretty much the first team that goes in, most of them get killed except for Harley and Colonel Flag, or Rick Flag, I mean. And then there's a funny scene where I like the bonding. They do try to bond at one point. There's this one scene where they're in a car trying to drive to like this bar for stakeout, and like Bloodsport starts to talk to the rat girl about her dad, and then he's like, "You remind me of my daughter." And then we also have his character sort of like Deadshot, because he's black, and he can shoot really well, and he has daughter issues, and except I would say I like Will Smith more than, I mean, Idris Elba is fine in this role. I would have liked if both of them were actually in the movie, but that'd be cool. I wonder how that would go. Deadshot and Bloodsport, and also I guess maybe John Cena's character Peacemaker, who turns out to be a bad guy. Well, not he's sort of a bad guy, but not like his whole at one point when they want to show the public like what the government's hiding with this alien tech stuff, and Amanda Waller's like, don't do it, and then Peacemaker and Rick Flag fight. Of course, he kills Rick Flag, which I'm like, wow. And then it was funny at one point when they team up with this other these freedom fighters. They end up killing most of them, which is funny because they think Rick Flag's been captured by them, but really he's having tea with the leader. And then he's like, well, hey guys, this is so and so from the leader of the freedom fighters. And then she's like, how come my people have not alerted me at your presence? And then they're like, we didn't see anybody. So it was funny, like they killed a lot of her people and misunderstanding. But yeah, the camera works fine. The gore is there for sure. There's some nudity. I get like it's a DC film, but even when they put like that in there, and then I'm like, how come we couldn't see Harley Quinn or because she's about to bang this one guy, and they're like banging each other against the walls and throwing each other around. I'm like, how about you just rip her thing off of her dress off and see at least a little bit? But no, we don't get that. But we see random other women in this dressing room, which sucks. I guess we can't do that to Harley Quinn. We can do that to other pointless characters, but not her. Whatever. Polka Dot Man, his backstory is kind of sad about his mother. He's sort of like a Norman Bates if he was like a superhero guy. If he was like that. And they actually mentioned Norman Bates at one point. They actually call him that. But yeah, pretty much it's shot well. The acting's really good. Again, the Harley Quinn thing, her portion of the movie, like I would have just liked if she just stayed with the squad. It should have been like a main squad. I mean, it is, but then it takes time. It takes you away from them. Then goes to Harley being tortured by this general guy. It was fun. I did like how she just kills the guy who wants to marry her because he's a bad guy. So then she's like, I promised myself I would shoot or kill if I ever get a boyfriend. I promised I would shoot if I ever saw red flags. I would kill him off or something, or I forget. And then she has this cool thing where she has her cool John Wick moment where she just goes ham on all these guards. And then she even used like a javelin and just... That was cool. Fight scenes are really cool in this. I mean, I can't really say anything I complain about except the Harley Quinn portions I think should just been cut out or rewritten a certain way. But the music actually this time around was decently chosen, unlike the first film where it was a lot of, I don't know what, Rihanna and Kanye, Eminem, like I don't listen to them, so it's like that's annoying. And so the soundtrack for the first film sucks balls. I don't know how it sells so many copies, but whatever. That's good for those artists, I guess. But I don't listen to them, so I didn't care. This soundtrack I didn't mind. But yeah, overall I didn't mind the film. I thought it was a fun film. It's funny. King Shark's character's really funny. He's like dumb, but he's like charming dumb in a way, like kind of childlike dumb, like very like friend. King Shark don't eat friend, or Num Num don't eat friend, or something like that. But yeah, overall I liked the film. Would I watch it again? Probably. It wasn't really a dull moment, but again, I keep harping on the Harley Quinn stuff because I like I like Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, but again, James Gunn, I think he could have used her. He could have took those portions I said out. Everything else is fine. The ending's fine, where they walk off, and Idris Elba's character Bloodsport has like a phobia of rats. He has a character development or arc where he is used to rats now, and yeah. Overall, I would say watch it if you didn't like the first film. I would say give this a watch. Is it better than the first film? I mean, it has gore, unlike the other one where granted, it was tainted with the studio, but I can only judge what I saw. So, I would say still give it a watch. If you like the first one, I would say watch this as well. I liked the first one, so I did like this one as well, which is probably funny to a lot of people. What? You like the first film? You like the first film, and you like this one? Assuming. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this review. Peace and love. Comment, like, subscribe, share, and see if we can get this video up to 15 or 20 views. Right, not. But thanks for watching. Take care, and yeah.